This video will show you how to collect and submit documents for your portfolio. Step 1. Make a new folder in your My Documents. Go to the folder on the computer and over on this PC on the left, choose Documents. When you're in your My Documents folder, go up to the Home tab and click on New Folder. You'll get a little box like this where you name it Portfolio or whatever you would like. How about Portfolio Fall 2017? Hit Enter, and that is the folder where you're going to put everything. Step 2. Open the checklist. You will find the checklist in the last topic of our Moodles. The topic labeled Portfolio Final Exam will have the instructions for accessing the checklist and the folder where you submit it. The directions here say if there are assignments you did not hand in during the course, you may and should do them and put them in this portfolio. The portfolio grade is half your final exam grade. It is a percentage of how many items are complete from this list. Every document will be checked for completeness. In order to access the checklist, you'll need to be logged into your school Google account. In order to get into the portfolio folder where you submit, you'll have to log into your school OneDrive account in Office 365. To get to both of those, you use your school email, your first name dot last name at student.perucsd.org, and you use your regular password. If you can't get into either one of those, you need to change your network password, the one you use to log into the computer, and then try again. So to access the checklist, you click where it says Portfolio Checklist. And if you're logged into your school Google account, this document will appear. This is the checklist, and it is different for each class, so make sure that your class is at the top here. So for the CAP class, it says CAP English 101. The directions I'm giving you now are also at the top of this page. Basically, what you want to do is create a folder that has all of these documents in it named exactly like this. So the easiest way to do that is to copy and paste right out of this document. And you'll be able to do that by just highlighting and right-clicking and copy and paste. Okay? So that's step 2, access the checklist. Step 3, find a document and rename it. So when I look at the checklist, I notice number 01, and we need these zeros in front of these numbers to keep all the numbers in order. I look for document 01, whatever that is. Now, I've also given you this column where which topic you look in our Moodle to find that. And I tell you how to save it. So for the CAP class, the first day timed writing is found in Moodle topic 1. So I'm going to go there. I go to Moodle topic where I would find the document. I go to the place where I've handed it in, and here it says hand in first day timed writing, so I'm going to click there. And if I've handed it in, right under the word submission is that document. I'm able to click that, and it should download or open. In this case, it's going to open. And that just takes a second. Then I might see this yellow stripe here, so I click Enable Editing. And I'm going to go to File, Save As. Now when this happens, all the places that I can save it come up. Where I want it to go is that folder I just created. So I'm going to go to Browse and Documents, and I'm going to look for that folder I just made called Portfolio. There it is. And I'm going to open that. Now when I open it, in this box right here, I'm only going to see the documents that are this type, this Word document. So if I'm saving a Word document, I'll only see the Word documents there. If I'm saving a PDF, I'll only see the PDFs there. It doesn't mean that's all that's in that folder. It just means that's the type I'm saving. So before I save it in there, and I'll know that's where it is because it's up here, I want to rename it. So I'm going to click that. I need to go back to the checklist. Okay, highlight that, copy it, go back to the folder where I'm saving something, and rename it. Paste. Just exactly the way it is on the checklist. If you retype this instead of copy and paste, make sure you type it exactly like that. All caps, all the spaces are the same. Don't add any extra punctuation, any number signs, things like that. It has to be exactly. And I click Save. Now I can close that one. And when I go back to that folder and open it from there, I'll see it. Now when I have everything in there, that list in the folder is going to look exactly like the checklist. It's going to look exactly like this. Everything's exactly the same as it is on here. For each of these items, you go and find them in the Moodle topic or wherever you've saved it, and you save it into that same folder. You're going to repeat step 3 for all the items on the checklist. Step 4, access the submission folder. And you can get to this in 2 different ways. I have created a folder for each of you in my OneDrive. I shared it to you, and you each got an email in your school email that looks like this. Remember, you get to your school email by going to Office 365 and Outlook. You can either click the link that's in that email or go to Office 365 and go to your OneDrive, and over on the left you should see Shared with Me. And in that folder, you should see the folder that looks just like this. If you're in period 2, it'll start with a 2 and it'll have your last name, comma, first name. If you're in period 5 or 7 or 9, it'll have that number in front of it with your first name, comma, last name. Okay? And inside that folder is where you're going to put everything that you want to submit for grading for your portfolio. And to do that, you do step 5, submit documents to the folder. No matter how I got to it, I open the folder either from the Shared with Me or from the link, and you'll see this empty folder here. It'll say drag files here to upload. I would not do that. I would not drag. I would go to Upload and Files, and then to my documents and to the portfolio folder. Now you can actually submit all the documents at once, or you can do them one at a time. If I have a lot of documents in here, I can click one just once and do Control A, and that'll select all of the folders in that, all of the files in that folder. Or if I want to do them one at a time, I can click one once and then click Open. And I'll actually see it upload into this folder. That document is handed in. Please do not submit the folder itself. That causes me to have to open a second folder for each person, and that's a lot more clicks than I need to do. Also, it's not what I'm asking for, so you're not following the directions. You should easily be able to get 100 on this portfolio. If you've done all the work for the course and you follow my directions and submit them all to this folder, half your final exam grade can be 100. Here's a reminder of how the averages are calculated. This final average finder in Excel is at the top of every Moodle, so you can open it yourself and use it. You just put in whatever your quarter 1 average was, put in whatever your quarter 2 average was, put in what you got on the test, which is in the last topic in Moodle. It says grade for final exam. I put in all the grades of the people that have taken it. And then your portfolio grade. Now, if you have everything there complete, you can put in 100 for that. If you're missing anything, you can figure out easily what your portfolio grade is by using a calculator. On the CAP list, there are 35 items. If you're missing 3 things, then you have 32 items. That's 32 divided by 35, which is a 91. So I could put that in there and see whether it's going to make a difference in my course average. So if I have 100 for my portfolio here, then I have a 90. I put in the 91 there, missing those 3 items. It changes my grade to 89.5, which still rounds up to 90. So it doesn't change my course grade for me to go back and do those 3 items. That's up to you. If you don't want to have everything that you've done from the course for you to access later, then you don't have to go back and do those things because it really isn't going to change your grade all that much. It does change your final exam grade. Let's look at that. So here you have a 90 for the final exam grade. With the 91, you have an 86 final exam grade. And the final exam grade does go on your report card, and if that's important to you, then you can go back. Everything that you're going to submit for a grade needs to be in that portfolio folder that I created in OneDrive by 2:15 on Friday. Anything that's not in the folder by then will not be counted towards your final exam grade. Just to review again, this is how to collect and submit documents for your portfolio. The first thing you do is make a new folder in your My Documents. Name it whatever you like, portfolio or whatever, because it's not going to matter. That's not handing it in. Then open the checklist. Then, using that checklist, go find all your documents and rename them, and repeat that for every item on the checklist. Save them into that folder in your My Documents. Then access the submission folder either through the email that I sent you or by going to your OneDrive and your Shared With Me folder. Finally, put all the documents from the checklist into the folder. Do not submit a folder inside a folder, please. Once you've done that, you're all set and you're actually done with this course. If you have any questions, please let me know.